Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. Welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we do have the new servo. I was waiting for some parts, so we weren't able to do this a little bit sooner. As you guys probably saw from that last video when we were out of town, we definitely broke the servo. I have not taken it apart. We have not looked at it. We're gonna take it apart on camera, find out what broke. I'm guessing the gear stripped in the servo. What a wonderful time for that to happen because we already had this ready to go. We were waiting for the standard servo horn. The regular servo horn will not work. It does need to be the standard one because we are putting the standard servo in. This does fit the X-MAXX for standard servo horn. We also have the Hot Racing servo adapter for the standard servo. We're gonna put those in. Now I might have to do some cutting to make sure that it fits right. Not sure how this is gonna go. Hopefully we have everything that we need to get this upgraded. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so real quick, let's plug this in so you guys can hear it in case you guys didn't see it on that video. Definitely need a fan. Here we go. Now you can hear it. Yeah, it's really bad. Let's take it apart, find out what happened. It was way worse with the tires on it. All right, so let's whip this apart. It's pretty simple. All right, let's flip it over. Ah, look at that. Came off. The servo actually didn't break. Okay, so the servo horn came loose and that's why it was doing that. Let's see if anything's wrong with these teeth now. Yeah, you probably can't see it, but those teeth are shredded. So that's what happened. The servo horn came loose, shredded a lot of the teeth, and that's why it wasn't working. I was kind of wondering, there's no way this could have broke while we were out there. What a coincidence that would have been. Okay, so we're gonna keep this off because we're not gonna need it. So let's go ahead and get this ready to go. Slide it over the front. Makes it a lot easier if you slide it over the front. This one, you have to pry up a little bit. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get the servo, which is gonna be channel 1. Now you're gonna have to fish this through. There you go. Pop that out. Let's get the servo all the way out. Looks like I won't have to send this in. I thought I was gonna have to send it in. Get all this dirt out. There's a lot of dirt in here. I'm gonna clean this out real quick. All right, so as far as the servo horn goes, all this will be in the description, so I'll put all the part numbers down there. But you need this one. There was a blue and a black one. The blue one is for your standard servo horn replacement. Now the black one, that's for a standard servo. So it's actually gonna fit the smaller diameter. Okay, so this one is your stock servo horn. The blue one is a replacement for this one, just in aluminum. Now the black one, this is for your standard. And as you can see, there's a big size difference because this fits all your smaller servos. So this is the one you're gonna wanna need. I do like that once you get it on, you can actually cinch it up and tighten it up. It comes with the screws that you need. So that's gonna help. Put that aside. Now for the bracket, this is the Hot Racing aluminum bracket. I got this one because I figured it would hold up, and I personally like Hot Racing. I like the stuff that they make. This is actually really nice and really clean cut. So when this goes in, it's gonna fit in right there. And it's gonna be a little tight, but it's gonna fit in like that. What we're probably gonna have to do is cut this part out to fit this servo. So this servo, this is the Savox 2290 SG. This is the black edition. Now at 8.4 volts, this thing puts out quite a bit of torque. So let's open it up and check it out. Comes with a lot of your adapters. Let's go over the specs real quick. All right, so at 7.4 volts, this is putting about 764 ounces of torque. At 8.4 volts, this thing's putting out 972. So I'm guessing since Traxxas only uses 6 volts, I'm guessing this one's gonna put out just over 600, which is plenty compared to the stock servo. By the time this video comes out, you guys probably saw the community post, but we do have a new ESC coming, so we are definitely gonna be utilizing that 972 ounces of torque. That's almost 1,000 ounces of torque that this thing's gonna put out. So that's cool. This is the servo. What Traxxas, I feel like, really needs to do is they need to step up, if anything, at least on their servos. Because you have cars like, hold on guys. That's a crack. Oh, it's time to get RPM rear arms. So there's a crack in the arm. Yeah, Traxxas needs to step up their game. The armor crane that we have is far faster than the stock one, and this is an X-MAXX. Come on, the X-MAXX should have the best servo that they can offer, even though the best servo they offer seems to fail and it seems to take out all your other parts, because I have an ESC problem going on in this one, and I'm going to be blaming that servo. All right, so this servo comes with all your adapters. We're not going to use any of this stuff, but it's cool that they supply anything and everything that you could possibly need for different RC cars. Here's all the hardware. Again, we're not going to be using any of the hardware because we don't need it. We're going to be using the hot racing hardware that it comes with to mount the servo. It comes with an extra long wire, which is much, much longer than the stock, which is great, but you know, there's a lot of extra wire we're going to have to tuck away. So let's just jump right into this. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to mount this in here. But as you guys can see, right there, I'm getting blocked right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right there, and I'm going to get a marker. All right, I'm going to raise it up just like this, and I'm going to mark where I'm going to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to cut right about there, right there, and I'm probably going to cut down to the seam, goes all the way across. So I'm going to cut that section out. It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. So let's go ahead and get that cut away. Get this cleaned up, make it look nice. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to get in there unless you have a really good cutter because of the angle that it's, you're gonna have to have a pretty wide cutter, and obviously the plastic right here starts to melt on your cutter. I mean, you can use cutters, but I mean, come on, let's at least make it look nice. I've seen a lot of guys put these in and they just snip it and go. Just make it look nice, you know? All right, so now that fits right in there. Now let's see how the servo fits. See, now the servo drops right in. And let me lift it up so you can see it. Now that's actually perfect all the way around. That looks really good. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out because we're gonna have to mount it in here just like this. Let's see what kind of stuff that they supply. Let's see if I can use anything to mount this. All right, so I had to figure out how to mount this because the hardware that the servo comes with, you're not going to use any of that because a lot of it just won't fit for the application that we're using it for. So, but hot racing does come with, I'll put these over here so you guys can see them, does come with these 3 tapered washers, and those will go for the mounting. Then it comes with these 2 that are not tapered, these 2 screws that are not tapered. These will be mounting the servo. So let's go ahead and throw those in. Okay, now you're probably not going to find a lot of videos showing you guys how to install this, so that's why I'm doing it. A lot of guys, I've seen a lot of videos where they installed it, but they didn't show you how they installed it. That's one reason why I like to go into detail in these videos. A lot of them just show that what they did and then it's in. That's it. They didn't say how they actually mounted this, because I know Hot Racing and other brands like GPM, there's no instructions involved. And not that that's a bad thing. I mean, you kind of just have to figure it out for yourself. Making these repair videos, I do like to add as much information as possible for you guys to make it easier, because I know some of this stuff can be overwhelming if you're not used to it. All right, so I'm gonna push that in. Now that that's mounted, as you can see, the front looks good. I'll pull the front up when I'm done with this so you guys can see it. Let's go ahead and get these screws. All of these are gonna be your 2.0. All right, so from the stock to the Hot Racing, as you can see, they are the same size. All right, let's make sure these are tight, just like that, nice and tight. All right, now go ahead and check this out. You guys can see that. So that's how that's gonna look. The wires fed through the bottom. That looks, look at the front of that. Front, that's perfect, that's enough room. Now, I don't think that we'll have to trim down the chassis portion, which is right here. We'll have to check it, but a lot of guys had to trim this piece off. So we're gonna check it, make sure that doesn't affect anything. I don't think it's going to, but let's check it first before we trim anything down. We're gonna get this all connected. That way we can go ahead and zero it out. Get this, ooh, that one actually fed a lot easier. Again, this is gonna go on channel 1. Let's make sure I have that in right. Let's check it out. Turn it on. All right. All right, we have nothing. So let's unplug it. I'm gonna switch it around. All right, that seems to work. Can't tell how fast it is, but let's go ahead and turn everything off. Zero everything out. Now it's all zeroed out. Let's go and shut it down. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount the servo horn as vertical as I can, right about there. That's just how I want it. So let me get to that screw so I can get it tight. There you go, cinch it up. Oh yeah, it's nice and tight. I can go ahead and start reassembling. It should be lined up perfect, but we're definitely gonna be checking it out, just make sure everything lines up. It should, because of the way it's mounted. What I'm probably gonna do is put in the metal servo horn. I'm sorry, linkage, just because it's metal, it's a lot stronger, because I don't know how much strong this is gonna be. It might break that plastic one. See if we have enough clearance. Just gonna slide in just like this. Now, I'm gonna slide it in. All right, so we're gonna have to shave that down. You guys probably can't see it where that screw is on that servo horn right there. It's actually hitting right here. So we're gonna have to grind this down. And carefully break the sides of this off. Kind of hard to get your cutter in that spot. There we go. Rotate a little bit. And it looks like that servo is pretty lined up in there. It's those ears. Okay. So we do have a little problem. The ears right here are rubbing. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to cut the ears off. What's going on is the ears on the servo are rubbing right here. So I've seen some guys where they had to cut those off, so it looks like that's what we're cutting off. All right, we got those cut off. We cut some of the ear off the servo. Unfortunately, that is just what needs to happen. Oh, there we go. That went in. Let's go ahead and test it one more time. I want to make sure that nothing's binding after we did that. That's real smooth. It's not binding. Much, much better. All right, guys, rookie mistake. Get a servo arm. Make sure you guys mount this. Don't do what I just did, because you gotta take it back apart. So let's go ahead and get this on here real quick. All right, got that in. See how she goes. As you guys can hear, now I know some of the higher torque servos do make a little bit of noise, so let's go ahead and set the endpoints real quick. All right, so I'm gonna screen record this so you guys can see it. So we're gonna go to channel setup and then steering, and we're gonna adjust the steering endpoints. So as you can hear, the servo is struggling. Okay, go right. Yeah, well, it's definitely still struggling. See right there, it's making louder noise. So we're gonna back off a little bit. Probably right about there. Let's go full left. See, I adjusted a lot right there. See, this one's even more. So we're right about there. So as you can tell, that's a big difference. Let's go full right. Right there. Go left. It's not bad. Go for right. You go and hold it. Yep. That's pretty strong. That's actually pretty strong. So yeah, so as you can see on the endpoints, it's a big difference. I mean, we got 98.8 on the right and 81.6 on the left. And that could just be where your servo horn lines up. I mean, if it's off a tooth, that's gonna make a difference on where your endpoint lines up. But what you wanna do is get it to turn just before it kind of hits the arm, and you can hear the servo struggle. Once the servo, you can hear the servo struggling, that's when you wanna back off a little bit. Now I know the higher torque servos, they do make a little bit of noise, so that's normal. So we're gonna test this out and kind of see how it handles. Definitely a long overdue upgrade, but we got the upgrade done, so that's all that matters. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. That's nice. God, guys, I'm so happy. Hope this runs how it should run now. Hopefully we don't have any more issues. I really don't think we're gonna. You guys probably saw the community post. I got a servo coming. I'm sorry, I got an ESC coming. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a big upgrade for us. All right, that'll do it. Got a new servo put in. That Savox, that's gonna be really great. Once I put that new ESC in, I can change the actual BEC rating, pump this thing up to either 7.4 or 8.4. So that's gonna be a huge difference. I probably won't go up to 8.4 if I don't have to. I don't think I'm gonna have to. I mean, 7.4 at, what was it? 760 ounces of torque. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem. So yeah, few modifications you're gonna have to do. If you're gonna put on the X-MAXX, you're gonna have to shave those ears off that that servo, and you're gonna have to shave those two pieces out on the chassis. So that's something that you're probably not gonna get around. Real simple. Make sure you cut. Just make it look nice, guys. Just don't clip it, and let it go. I mean, at least make it look nice, make it look presentable. Because anytime you have to go back in and work on it, you don't want this thing looking like you just hacked it up. Got that in, that's running really good. Now, I am probably gonna take out those earplugs. I personally, during that run, it was too much. If you guys saw a lot of crashes, I couldn't control it. It kept dying. Not just dying, but it would stall. So I couldn't correct it. So I just kept crashing and crashing and crashing. And that's probably what loosened up that servo and caused some more cracks in my body. I'm not that bad at landing jumps, but when you hit a bump and then it stalls and you can't throttle, there's nothing you can do but just crash it. And that's probably what happened. That's probably what happened to that back arm too. So we're gonna have to put RPM arms on, which is fine. We have to do that anyways. And we did order one more hobby wing. I'm not gonna tell you which car that's gonna go in, but I ordered one more, so we have two. Stay tuned for that. We got a lot of videos coming out. Once this gets upgraded to that new hobby wing, we're gonna take this back out and bash it. I'm gonna get some new control arms for it soon. That way everything matches. So let me know what you guys think. Did I miss something? Does your guys' servos make a lot of noise? I know the higher torque servos do make a little bit of noise. You just don't want them going too far left and too far right. So you want to make sure you got your adjustments just right. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe. Check out our Patreon. That really helps out the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.